Welcome to the Old Man's Corner. Come on in and have a chair. Today we're going to be talking about stories I had in my youth. I think at this time I was about 5 years old, living in Winfield, Kansas. We was living over near the railroad tracks near the fairgrounds. So my brothers, I had two older brothers. They were 4 and 6 years older than me, and they were always going wandering off, uh, doing stuff, and I was there pretty much by myself, play around in the backyard, things like that. Well, after a while, I thought, well, I wonder what those guys are up to. So I started hounding them to go with them because they'd take off about every day. Well, they didn't want to let me go, but finally one day they said, well, all right, come on. So we went out and we were walking down the railroad tracks. I think they were looking for like nice rocks and things like that, or just something to get away from the house. And we were strolling along there, and I looked over to the side, and there was this little small pile of little round objects. And I looked at them, and I said, asked my brothers, I said, what is that? And they said, well, that's snake eggs. I said, snake eggs? I've never seen snake eggs. They said, well, when we gather up a few of them, you can take them home and see if you can hatch them out. So I had an old plastic bread bag with me. So I picked up a bunch of them and put them in that plastic bread bag. We went about walking for a while, and then turned around and went back home. And I thought, well, I'm going to put these in a jar, and then I'm going to set them outside because I didn't want them, if they hatch, to get loose in the house. So I set them out in the yard, out there by an old shed. So about every other day I'd go out there and I'd look at that jar, see if those snake eggs had hatched. Well, I was out there one day just checking out my snake eggs, and my dad came walking around the corner. He goes, boy, what you doing? I said, oh, well, we gathered these snake eggs a couple of days ago, and thought maybe they'd be hatching, so I put them in a jar. I wanted to see them hatching. He goes, snake eggs? I said, well, bring it over here. I walked over there and handed him the jar, and he looked at it, and he had busted out laughing. I said, boy, that and snake eggs, that's rabbit droppings. So I thought, well, I learned real quick when you got sibling brothers not to be very skeptic of things they told you from there on out. Found out that neighbors were raising rabbits back there. Every so often, the neighbor guy would have them come over and clean out from underneath the rabbit pens, and they'd just throw it over the fence at the edge of the railroad out there. So they knew what they were, but they got me. So like I said, I learned after that to be very skeptic of anything they told me. And if they did invite me, I was to go walking with them. I was very leery from there on out. But my dad had a good chuckle out of that, and he told that story for many years. So if you have something like this, and interaction with one of your siblings, or two of your siblings, or whatever, and you had this same type of incident going on where they kind of pulled a fast one on you, just let me know. Drop them down in the comments. And again, I love to hear your stories. This was one that definitely lasted with me for these many years. So just have a good day, and I'll catch you later. Have a cup of coffee and enjoy the day.